Hey, what is up guys? Today we are reviewing a Torque phone. I know you haven't heard that phone a name in a long time because Torque came out somewhere around 2010. They had promised, they were very promising, a Filipino branded company I believe, developing phones and tablets. Sadly, they just fell off the market. They stopped developing newer phones, they just stopped competing entirely with the budget phone category in the market. Anyway, we have a Torque I20 TV plus Wi-Fi. Supposedly, it has Wi-Fi and TV, but you'll soon see in the review that it's not really usable. So anyway, let's proceed with the review. Now we have the phone itself. It's very small. It fits right on the palm of my hands. And here is the mouse of an iMac and looks the same size and even looks the same color. So I don't know how they designed this there in Torque. Maybe they were using an iMac. Here, by the way, is the receipt of the phone. I got it for 500 plus, including the shipping, I think. And to tell you the truth, it was a waste of money. Here's the specs on the TV on the phone. So pause it here if you want to read it. Oh, here's a better view of it. And you can see the phone, the box actually says that its screen is WQVGA, a screen I haven't heard of in a long time. And here we have the box. Here we have the cable. Thankfully, it's running micro USB, I think, or I think the older type 1, something like that. I forgot what it's called. Here's the power brick. Earlier we had the microphone, the headphones, and the battery. Here is the user manual. It's very thick, unlike the other manuals we got. And now let's proceed with putting in the small battery. But don't complain about the battery. It's not really powering up that much. The phone isn't really that powerful, so the battery is good for that. We have the startup of Torque. And here we have its old OS. I don't even think you can call this phone an Android phone. So here we have everything that is basically everything about the phone. Here we have the side of the phone. The charging port is on the right side, I believe. And on the other side, here's a comparison side by side with an iMac mouse. So they look the same. The screen, reminding you, VGA doesn't really get very bright. So you're gonna have to handle with that if you're unfortunate enough to buy it with me. And here on the other side, the left, it's all smooth. On the right, there's the buttons. I hope you can see it on the screen. It's very hard to see because it's black. And on the back, it's a smooth cover. Now this phone does have a TV because it does say on the box Wi-Fi plus TV. But for me, the TV is the best thing you can get out of this phone. And here you have to unlock it and see. If you already had a phone with the TV, you already know what to do. You pull out the antenna, go to the TV app, and unfortunately in our place, antenna signals is really bad, so I couldn't really find any signal. So maybe in your place, if you buy a phone like this, you can use it for watching. Here's a glance at the camera app, and you can see naman, it's not the best camera. It's probably around VGA or 1 megapixel, something like that. And now we move on to the texting part. It's probably the only thing you can use it for, texting and watching TV. It's very hard if you go for the QWERTY keyboard, so I recommend you using the old type. I don't know what kind of keyboard it's called anymore. It's the older type because it has a small screen and it's not really the best. You can see here I'm trying to test out the internet. I already connected it to our Wi-Fi. Yes, this phone has Wi-Fi, and while we wait for it to load, here is the headphone jacks, and it doesn't have a headphone jack, so you have to use that USB type thingy. Here you can see I'm already connected to the Wi-Fi, and I'm gonna try to use Facebook on it. And yeah, it took me a long time to find it. Anyway, it took a very long time to load.
3 hours later.
And it's not working. It's not working at all. I've been waiting for probably 10 minutes and it still says connecting. I don't think they support this anymore, so you can't use it for internet. Anyway, we proceed with the camera, and this is how you unlock it, by the way. Just press the home button and then swipe up. We move with the camera, and if you're if you're in my generation, in your early 20s right now, you're very familiar with this camera app because this is how cameras on phones used to look like. So for the younger generation, this is what we had before. Here's a bit of quality control image samples. It's very blurry outside. It's very overexposed. There's no autofocus on this thing. It's just center focused and very bad qualities. Here when you zoom in, you can see all the pixels. Dynamic range, it's passable. Videos, on the other hand, completely trash, not usable in today's standards. Probably usable if you were living in the early 2000s, but nah, just pass up on this phone as a camera. You're never going to be able to use this as a camera phone. And that is the end of the review for the Torque I20. It's overall not very usable. I like that the Torque I20. Oh, that's not the Torque I20. This is the Torque I20. Kind of looks like an That's the only thing I can say about this. It kind of looks like an iMac mouse. So yeah, that's actually the only cool thing about this is that it kind of looks like a mouse. It's small, but overall it's not usable. The Wi-Fi, you can connect to the Wi-Fi, but since Google and other web pages they have stopped supporting this kind of internet, baby internet. They have stopped supporting this, so you can't use it. You can't use it for Wi-Fi, and it's very hard to type on this thing. Has a VGA screen, barely usable camera, and yeah, overall, if you're gonna buy this, it's a waste of money. Just buy the phone that has keypads. That's easier to type in. So yeah, that's it. You can probably use this for TV. You can probably buy a cheaper, bigger TV. Hey, you can use this on the go, probably if you're traveling. Not really, I don't recommend it. So I'll give this a rating of 0. I don't recommend you buying this. Sorry, Torque. I really wanted you to succeed when you first came out. I was rooting for Torque. I'm still rooting that maybe they can turn around, because I know parts are cheaper. You just have to put in their software, and hopefully they make a comeback and make cheap budget phones. They can conquer the market with cheaper budget phones, because Xiaomi is a budget phone and they can make a lot of them successful. Hopefully Torque can make their own, so we have our own Filipino budget phone that probably can conquer the market too, because only Xiaomi is dominating that marketplace. So hopefully hopefully this review helped. Don't buy this phone, and that's it. So let's end this review with the classic high five.